Hi guys, welcome to another episode of T.N.T. Garage and Performance. Well, today we can think it's summer because we're going to be doing some flip-flopping. That was terrible, I know it. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get the Z28 out of the garage so we can get the future drag car in the garage. So, well, I got a lot of stuff to do, lots of puzzle pieces to get all of this moved around, so let's get to it. After a little bit of a struggle, about half an hour, we got it in the garage. If you guys haven't seen this car, I implore you to go back in my video catalog and check it out. First look at it, it kind of looks like the bastard offspring of an old Nash, like a Rambler, and a 58 Impala, that had a really steamy night behind a dumpster at the local Waffle House, and this is what came of it. But I've always wanted one of these cars, and unfortunately you just cannot find them in really good condition for, I'd say, any kind of reasonable price. So this one does have some issues and some rust, but there's nothing a little bit of welding and sheet metal can't take care of. There are aftermarket parts for these, but I'm not spending that kind of money, and I'm not really looking to make this a show car. I just want it to go fast and be dumb. So if I can do that, at least make it go fast. I mean, everything I touch, I make dumb, so that's a given. So first thing we're gonna do is kind of walk you around it quick, and then we're gonna start digging into this car. My ultimate goal is to get the body off the chassis today, but I'm gonna have to brace up the inside of the body before I do that, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, we'll get you alongside the car here. When I was saying this thing had some issues, that's not a broken ball joint. If you watch the original video on this car, you'll see what's wrong, and you'll see it again in this one. But as far as rust repair, stuff like that, when I go to pull the body off, I'll show you why I want to brace it up. Because you go and open the door, see how that drops? So when this is closed, it's basically squaring the body up. Because, I mean, this is kind of critical. I'm glad this is all here, but like this is all hashed. Like the floor pretty much back to, well, I guess we'll have to get the seat out and look under the carpet, but like this is all gone. It's been patched over with like galvanized sheet metal. So we need to fix that to get this body back right. So I'm going to brace across the back and then angle brace it down there to kind of keep everything where it needs to be. But like all the sheet metal, you can get reproduction panels for these rockers, but I'm not going to do that. We'll just fabricate some ones slightly better than that there, or we'll use like Tri-5 rockers, something cheap. Floorboards I'll fabricate myself, and you know, it just really needs a bunch of little patches here and there. I mean, all in all, that needs a lube. All in all, like little dumb stuff like this where water would sit in, and of course these rear quarters, this one I'll probably leave alone. I'll just fix the rust, keep it from spreading, but otherwise it's still a solid panel. Like I said, not going for show car. This side though is going to require some attention, and I was just looking at it earlier to see how these go on, and I can make a fairly simple patch panel because this isn't a compound curve or anything. So basically what I'd need to do is get a piece of sheet metal, break it at like 110 degree angle back, and then form this curve, and then we can bolt it back to the factory location and then just tack it in to this fender little patch there. That's a little bit of a compound curve, but not too terrible. A couple there. But the nice thing is, like, below all that, that's solid. We can just patch right here. And, you know, dumb stuff like the doors, we'll patch. Little stuff like that. Pull that dent out. But I'm really not looking to do any serious Bondo body work. We'll buff the paint out and basically just lay decals over. This fender, great shape other than a little surface rust there. The hood's good enough because we're going to cut a hole in it. And then the roof is actually really good. This had a vinyl top on it, but luckily it rotted off before it could rot the roof out. So a little pitting up there, but nothing terrible. It's the only part of the car I'm gonna paint. Like physically, you know, take the time to do a decent paint job is we're gonna paint the roof. So we'll sand it down, hit it with high build primer to get it smooth. And then I want some sort of wacky 60s, 70s heavy metal flake color on the roof. So that's pretty much it. So we need to start. We're going to take the front end off this car. The 6-cylinder's still in there. I already pulled the Turbo 400 out. Get the engine out after we pull the front end off. I'll wait to pull the doors until I brace the body. And then we'll lift the body off the frame, get the frame outside, and then we'll start plotting out, rebuilding the front section of the frame. Because, of course, this is going to be a gasser build, so it's going to have a straight front axle, which makes it a lot easier that I just need to make the frame where it sits in its original position, just flat, like 2x3, 120 wall tubing. And then we can put our pickup points on there based on the overall wheelbase of the car, which is 120 inches. So it's not like we're laying out control arms and everything has to be perfect. We just got to have it square with a rear end and a frame. So it takes a lot of guesswork out of rebuilding the front half of the frame, but we'll get to that. Well, I suppose we should just start taking out random bolts and not organize them at all. But I think I'm going to start by pulling the front bumper off, which looks to be 9/16, half inch, something like that. Let's see what we got. Them are tight. I don't know why they double nutted them. There's one. Them are in there. Yeah, maybe we could just work on getting the actual flange bolts out, or maybe we'll get the front end off. I never have a particular plan for anything. I just do stuff till it doesn't work, and then I move on to something else. If I can remember how to get the hood open. Well, which way do you go? Oh, there we go. Maybe. Maybe. There. How about now? Now? That was enough work. Oh, there's where my vice grips went. Well, I guess first things first, we'll get this hood off so I don't close it again. And then we'll start digging into here. What size are they? I better put something under here before it guillotines me. Alright, who put the half-inch bolt in there? Okay. Actually, this hood doesn't feel that heavy. Careful of the windshield because I only have one. Here. Well, that wasn't too bad. Now we just got to figure out how to take this front end apart, which I imagine that bolt there is probably, because these fenders are actually two-piece. They meet in the middle, but it looks like I could take the whole unit off. That antenna is pretty annoying back there. But I'll get you guys a better view at this, and we'll keep digging in. Seven-sixteenths. Save these screws for sure. All right, get those out. Got a nut stuck in the socket. Get that out of the way. That's gonna be a pain in my keister. I think if I just take the hood hinge off. There we go. Well, because of course. There we go. Say the radiator's leaking a little. Now, see what it takes to get the fenders off, because it looks like the core support is mainly held in by these, maybe a couple other bolts. So, yeah, we'll get the fender bolts out up here, and there's probably some in the door jams, but we'll dig at it. All right, well, this totally is not a disaster as far as trying to get this apart, but there's a fender bolt up here, there's 3 bolts that hold it to the core support, and then there's Phillips head screws in the door jamb, which makes it really nice because those are rusted in and you immediately strip the heads out. So yeah, it's going well. So I'm gonna attempt to get a wrench up here and pray it stays. which probably isn't going to happen. Maybe I'll get lucky and it'll just fall on me. There we go. Any other attachment points? No. All right. Now, the fun part is really gonna be getting those bolts off, because this is long before the days of captured nuts or welded nuts. So I guess I'm gonna get these bolts out of the door, and then we'll work on the core support. Well, it's a little bit later. I was starting to drain on energy. I needed something to eat, and well, just to step away from this for a bit. So I'm leaving the front end alone for now, because for some reason all my Milwaukee batteries died. So I've got them charging, because I'm just gonna get the Sawzall out and cut that other core support bolt, because I'm kind of done with it. But right now, getting the seat out so we can kind of start getting this interior stripped a bit to where I can weld in the crossbody braces. Luckily, I actually got all the front bolts out of the seat. I'm actually airing up the compressor right now, because these rear ones are kind of a bear to get to. So I'm going to use the old air ratchet, I think for the first time since I bought it, see if it actually helps me out here. The safety's missing on it, so when you throw it down, it just goes. It's kind of nice when you're actually making progress. Now that I said that. So, yeah, I'm just gonna cut the belts, because this is getting a harness put in it anyway. So yeah, we're gonna cut those. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Out you go. What is this grabbing on the way out? All kinds of stuff. Taking a floor mat with it. Yeah. Come on. Oh. Oh yeah. Something stuck. Now, this looks like we're taking a floor mat. Yeah. Now she should come out. Oh, seatbelts being unfriendly. Well, oh, for the love of... Fine, do it this way. There. Come on. before. Get a ground wire. I don't even know. There we go. Yeah. Seat is deleted. Well, I guess it's time to see what's in here. Or what's not. Get this. What? There we go. A lot of that can go in the garbage. This wiring, I take it, is for this rear heat fan thing. That is, there's the knob for the shifter. Been looking for that. There we go. It's ready to drive. I think, before I really dig in here, I'm gonna get the vacuum in here, because this might land me in the hospital if I keep breathing this, but let's finish getting the rubber floor out of the way. Some creative fixes in here. I like it. Got a little Bondo, some self-tappers. Looks like tin from a mailbox. Yeah. That's duct tape. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Not at all. Looks like this piece was put in. I see some salt tappers. Excellent. So, yeah, I'm going to grab the vacuum. We'll get this vacuumed out and get a real good look at it. So, see what we're dealing with on the inside of the car. I'll probably get the carpet out of the back as well and see really what we got. Well, let's get you in here so you guys can see what I see. So, oh God, you can see that all this side, this whole driver's side footwell is gonna have to be replaced here, because I mean that's pretty well gone. I mean, we got some solid metal up here. Actually, it's pretty solid all the way down to the holes. I'm not even sure what that is. Let's get some of this stuff out of here. That looks like caulk. Okay. Yeah, so the floor's gone. This is soft up until right here. So I can clean this up, and this is where I can put one of my braces in. And it looks like, yeah, this is just zip screwed in. And then as we get further down here, oh, I broke the rocker. Oh, yeah, that's pretty well toast. I mean, a lot of this stuff, it looks like a lot of work, and don't get me wrong, it is a lot of work. Like this here, this is the start of the rocker panel. But the nice thing is there's enough good sheet metal on this car that I can copy it and go into new rockers, new floors. These floors are pretty simple to recreate. And then basically we'll just cut in here, replace this out there into a new pinch weld, which will actually be pretty easy once the front clips off. But yeah, the nice thing is that's solid all this structure stuff, like the doorpost, is solid. This is all just sheet metal. They roll more every day. And then I was in the middle of vacuuming this out before my vacuum cleaner clogged. And you could see we got a little area back here. This is all, I find it fairly simple. I mean, the wheelhouse ain't rotted out. So it's just a matter of kind of come off this shelf, put a floor pan in, and repair little stuff like this with either sheets or angle or whatever. I mean, this all seems fairly solid. And, you know, yes, it's going to be quite a bit of work, but is it worth it? Well, absolutely, depending on how you look at it. You know, you can build a gasser out of anything, but nobody's really done it out of a checker, and there's probably a good reason for that. But basically gives me a lowdown of what I need. So basically I need, what is that across? Probably 5.5, 6 feet by 8 feet. So I'm going to need a bit of sheet metal and to do those kick panels on both sides. Sheet metal so I can form rockers, or I'll just get some Tri-5 Chevy rockers and make them work. But all in all, we'll come around to the other side here. Yeah, this side's much more intact. I mean, relatively speaking. I mean, at least I can't kick through it. You know, we got another floor patch over here that's, I don't know, welded or I think that's more duct tape, fabric tape. Yeah, so this side ain't near as bad, but it's doable. It's definitely doable. Ain't gonna be the most fun, but you'd be amazed at what you can do with sheet metal, a bead roller, and a welder. So I'm gonna see if we can get this front clip to get this the rest of the way off. See if my battery's charging up. Get the Sawzall in there. So let's keep rolling. Well, after walking away from this particular section, working on the interior a little bit, and copious amounts of profanity, I've got the front clip ready to pull off. Whoever decided that the way to bolt the fenders to this car is have an internal bolt from underneath the cowl coming this way, right about there in the fender, I'm pretty sure they passed away, and whatever they did to get in the ground, I think they deserved it. So, after getting those out, I think we can kind of work to get this off, which I'm going to have to get it around the tires and all that, but there we go. There. Just walk it off bit by bit so I don't fold all this up. Come on. What else do we got attached here? We got a ground wire. Where's my pliers at? That's just for the washer pump. There we go. Careful. Well, it's a little flimsy as it sits, but maybe I'll just kind of walk it forward. Try not to destroy anything, but that was actually a lot more work than it needed to be. You can see right here, the slot was that bolt coming from the inside to the fender. Good job, Checker. So now, probably what I'll do next is we're going to go inside the car, brace it up, and then kind of move everything out of the way, and we're going to get this chassis out from underneath here at the very least. I'll probably just leave the engine in it. Mainly because I don't have anywhere to put it right now other than just leave it in the chassis. So we got one body mount there, the other one's rotted off. Most of them in the front are gone, so this shouldn't be too bad. But let's get to working on the inside. Get this braced up, get her done. All right. Oh, God. Ooh, that's wet. Anyway, so I got my bars cut out for each side, and I'm going to leave that door shut while I do this particular one. And then I have one that stretches from kick panel to kick panel, which I'll put in once I get these bars in. So I figure the way this one's going to go, because I want it to be in some decent meat, we're probably going to do something like that. So I'm going to go ahead, get some of this cleaned up so we got something to weld to, and get after it. A little dusty. All right, same thing on this side. Mainly I'm going to be welding at this crossbar to these, but get a little rust cleaned up off of there. Same thing on these. Get our surface clean. Alright. Well, now we can start buzzing our bars in place. So I'm going to shut the compressor off, get the welder set up, and we're going to burn some stuff in. Alright, well, this is exactly why I'm doing this. So, I don't know how well, you probably can't see it too well, but I could physically grab this bar and move this whole door jamb right here. So, having this bar in to brace from this door jamb up to the cowl, and then this crossbar to go from each side of the cowl to square it up, because if I pick this thing up off the body, unless I do it dead straight lifting it, it'll just fold it up. So that's why we're bracing it. All right, back in here. That's a little easier than crawling on my knees. I don't know why I didn't think of that earlier, other than the fact I'm an idiot, but well, really don't want the seatbelt starting on fire while I do this. Okay. Same deal here. Might just get rid of these a little bit out of my way. All right. That's about how I want to do it. Now, matter of getting my bar in here straight so I'll get a good weld on both ends. Oh, my light tipped. Hold on. Oh, ouch. There we go. Well, could you not? There we go. All right. That weld right there should be pretty solid. I'm going to put a couple tacks underneath this one, and then we can put our crossbar in. I think that'll hold this side. Now, it's a matter of getting our support rod in, whichever way you want to do it. So, let's get this position. There. Now, we can burn our crossbar into place, and that'll keep the cowl pretty square. So, now I just need to figure out how to get out of here. That I welded myself into a cage, but we'll figure it out. But that should structurally shore up the car. I'm actually going to jump out, come to this side, and see if I could still get that cowl shake. I shouldn't now, but we got that jammed in there to where it's not going to go like this, and we got these angled enough that it's not going to pull in or out. So I think that should work. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, ow. All right. I think we got her pretty good, because now I'm basically moving the whole car, so this shouldn't go anywhere now. Nice and strong, and it gives me plenty of room to work in here to put the new floors in, so that's a plus. So, oh God, let's keep rolling. Well, just under here, kind of figuring out where the body mount's at. There's one there, one in the middle there, one hidden up by the fuel line there, and then there's 3 down the sides of the car. And as much as I hate to say it, I might have to hold off on this until next week, because it's already getting pretty late and I want to get the garage cleaned back up. So yeah, why don't we crawl back out from underneath here and assess our goals again. Well, unfortunately, I didn't get anywhere near as far as I really wanted to get today, but I only had one day to really work on this. I got to go back on the road, so I got to get stuff ready for that. However, I am happy with the progress, because the hardest thing about any project is the first step, starting the project. So I got some stuff done that I'm pretty happy about. One, we got it in the garage, you know, with the surface rust and like stuff like that. It's nice to get it in here, get it protected so it's not going to get any worse. The second thing is, you know, I got the front clip off, and I fought with that forever. The one bolt I couldn't get off, the nut was almost completely rusted. You couldn't get anything on it. I couldn't get at it with a sawzall. I had to go the death wheel with it and just slowly chop it out of the way before I could get the front clip off. But we did get the front of the interior stripped and braced, so that's set for the future metalwork on this car. So, I mean, even though if you miss your goals, it's okay. Next time, get out in the garage, get back at it, and you'll make the progress you want to make. As far as what we're going to do next time we visit this car, which will be the next handful of episodes, is get the body off. And like I said previously, the reason why I didn't attack that today is, well, those bolts are pretty rusty. I know I'm going to have a fight. I'm going to need more than a few hours tonight. It's already 9 o'clock. Pretty sure my neighbors won't appreciate me hammering away and swearing and all that while I do it. So we're going to call her good. But taking the time now that I didn't pull the body off of the frame, it lets me look at kind of the profile of the frame versus the body. So when I go to replace the front half of the frame, I'm actually going to deviate from the original setup, and I'm going to bring it up along with the toe board before I kick it forward. Just a little extra fit and finish on the car, so the body, you can kind of push it forward into the frame, hammer it down, and we're going to do the frame from about here forward. That rail over there is completely shot almost to the center of the driver's area here, so we're going to make sure we go far enough back, get it in there, brace it in. So really the next thing's going to be is building the chassis, and then we can do all the metal work on the body, but we need a solid foundation for that. So, I mean, hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed this start of the project on this particular car, and it's going to be a lot of stuff I've personally never done, like frame fabrication and all that stuff, but I have considerable skill in some areas, and well, I have enough tools. I can burn stuff and cut it. I can do it 15 times before it's right, but it'll be right eventually. So, well, I guess that pretty much wraps this up. I wish there was more that got done, but it is what it is. So if you want to see the rest of this project, or even the beginning where I got this car, or any other project that I've got, it's all right here on T.N.T. Garage and Performance on YouTube. And you can find me on Facebook at T.N.T. Garage and Performance, and on Instagram at T.N.T. Garage and Performance. And do me a favor, if you could, go down to the bottom there, like, share, subscribe. Throw me your input on projects like this. I'm always happy to see anything you guys have to say, so go for it. And, well, I guess remember, until next time, if it ain't broke, fix it till it is. We'll see you soon.